Hello and welcome, my dear friends. Welcome to another episode with my flea market vintage finds. All that you can see here were bought in the month of September and the beginning of October. And without further delay, let's start with the first piece, which is this ceramic inkwell. I did not pay a large sum of money for it. I bought it for around 5 leis, the equivalent of 1.01 euros or 1.10 US dollars. It is a nice one. It doesn't have a cap here, but it is quite practical, and I think I will use it to for my dip pens to store the ink in it. So this is my first find. The next one is a rather interesting Romanian ballpoint pen from the 1970s or the 1980s. It comes in this vivid yellow color. It was made in CBU by Flea, and the name is engraved here, Flea Past 3. And this is the cap, and this is the ballpoint pen. It is a simple one. Also, I'm trying to see if the mine was made by Flea. Let me see if I can zoom on it. So, garanție mine. Probably the original mine is not branded Flea, and for this particular ballpoint pen, vintage ballpoint pen from the 70s or the 1980s, I paid also 5 leis, so the equivalent of 1.01 euros or 1.10 US dollars. And moving on, I found this interesting. I believe it is a Russian fountain pen. It has this engraving on it. Maybe you can tell me what is written on it. I'm not familiar with the Cyrillic alphabet. And it has also something right here at the top of the cap. Let me see if I can zoom on it. So, I think there are some numbers or probably also Cyrillic characters, but it is an interesting pen, and I did not pay a large sum of money for it. So, it has this inlaid nib like the model of Parker 51. It is quite simple, and when I open the barrel, we can see this piston, which by the way is integrated, so it's a converter, but it is integrated in the body. You can't change it. So for this particular Russian fountain pen, I paid only 4 leis, my friends. So the equivalent of 0.80 euros or 0.88 US dollars. Next is a rather interesting item. The first time that I've seen this item, and at first glance it is a simple ballpoint pen. A little bit fat compared to other ballpoint pens, but this one has a little secret. Before I will show you the secret, let me tell you that I paid for this only 1 leu, so the equivalent of 0.20 euros or 0.22 US dollars. The secret lies in this rod, this metallic rod, and I did not know what it is for, and I've noticed that it is like a hidden message, and it contains some some pornographic material. I believe that this is a pen from the 1970s, and it has some quite naughty pictures, and it is like this. This is a calendar, Make Love Not War. So probably something from 1969 to 1970s. A very interesting piece, my friends, and the first time that I've seen such a ballpoint pen. Of course, I have others in my collection that have ladies which are dressed, and if you put them like this, they undress. And probably I will make special videos on this rather kinky writing instruments. So this is a lovely addition to my, let's say, not so usual writing instruments. Let me put this aside. Next, my friends, I have this beautiful, beautiful Reform mechanical pencil. And as you can see, it's quite nice. It reminds me, the design reminds me of the Pelican from the 1980s. For this Reform mechanical pencil, I paid 10 lays, so the equivalent of 2.01 euros or 2.20 US dollars. It has the mines right over here. It opens like this, and it reveals a transparent tube, and you can put the mines over there, the refills over there. Here we have a little rubber, an eraser, and it has a basic design from the 1980s. I had to buy it. Usually I buy fountain pens, but also other writing instruments that have a nice design and they are at affordable prices. So this one is a very, very interesting wall Eversharp, my dear friends, and it's in this lovely, lovely celluloid. If you look at it, it is a little bent here, and this is my fault. When I bought it, it didn't have that crack, you will see, but I deposited it along other fountain pens, and somehow it got bent. So, like a lesson for all of you there out there, when you buy a vintage pen, especially a celluloid pen, treat it with care, and if it's not functional, just take it to a professional restorer. Don't do any work on it yourself, because they are very, very fragile materials. When I bought it, it was in immaculate shape, and I paid only 50 lays for it, so 10.05 euros or 11 US dollars. And it is in a lovely, lovely, or it was in a lovely, lovely condition. A little bit of decoloration. I believe that this green was the original color, but in time it got this patina. It has a lovely, lovely logo right over here, a very beautiful ornated cap. And now let me show you the flaw. So you can see a little crack there, but the most important, and a little chip here, but the most important defect of it is this little crack over here, and I hope you can see it. It practically bent the grip section. Also, the nib is not original to this model, but it is a rather interesting Degussa nib. Not a gold nib, but simple steel nib, gold plated, and iridium point, it says on it, and the logo Degussa. The feeder seems original, and I've not tested it. It is a lever filler, but I think that the ink sac needs a replacement, as you can see right over here. Unfortunately, I did break this one. When I found it, it was in another condition, but maybe someday it can be restored and repaired. I'm not so sure about this. Speaking about celluloid pens, another classic Flaro fountain pen, the famous Flaro 61C. You can see engraved here, Flaro 61C. This beautiful material, it is celluloid. It's not in a perfect shape. You can see the ending of the cap has this plastic ending, which is the same pattern as the body, but unfortunately it misses from the back of the barrel. A lovely, lovely pen. What is interesting about it is the fact that we have the grip section also in this color, which matches the celluloid. And interesting about this particular model, it also has a degussa nib and also iridium point written on it, and that logo that you see right there, the degussa nib. Some of the early Flaro models were equipped with pieces from Eastern Germany. Also on this particular fountain pen, interesting like you saw on that Russian fountain pen, we have an integrated piston filler or an integrated ink converter. It is like you see part of the main body of the fountain pen, so it can't be replaced. For this beautiful Flaro 61C, I paid 60 leys, which is the equivalent of 12.06 euros or 13.20 US dollars. And the 61Cs, the celluloid models, Romanian fountain pens, are becoming harder and harder to find, even on Romanian flea markets. And they usually go for much more, especially on fountain pen related groups. This one, I believe it could go for 50 euros or 60 US dollars, so very, very expensive, because it has become a rare piece of Romanian fountain pen history. And the last items, I bought them in this Waterman box, and they were two of them. They are both fountain pens, and I paid for both of them. They are Waterman, of course. The engraved W here and also W on the clip, and also on the cap we have Waterman. Both of them have steel nibs. They are quite plain ones, and let me see a little bit if we have something engraved on the nibs. Yes, we have the size of the nibs, so both of them are F-fine nibs, and both of them, I think they use cartridges, ink cartridges, or they can be fitted with ink converters. In this case they are simple, so I paid for both of the Watermans, including the box, the Waterman box. I paid for both of them 80 leys, so the equivalent of 16.08 euros or 17.60 US dollars. So those are my flea market vintage finds. I find interesting this ballpoint pen, which has that hidden compartment, but also I like the Walt Eversharp fountain pen. Shame that I broken it. And also I love the Flaro in this beautiful celluloid. Those are my flea market vintage finds for the month of September and the beginning of October. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please tell me if you know what is written on this one, so I will show you again. And I want to wish you to have a wonderful day wherever you are, my friends. I will see you again in the next episode. Till then, bye bye, and God bless you all, my dear friends.